What's up, everyone, and welcome to the Round 1 Back 9 coverage of the 2022 Texas State Disc Golf Championships, sponsored by Latitude 64. This is the third stop of the Disc Golf Pro Tour, and you're watching it here on Gatekeeper Media. My name is Mitch Phillips. Joining me is my good buddy, Hayden Riccard, talking about the front nine, man.
A lot of ups and downs. Mason Ford, hit on a birdie streak there, going through the middle pack, 4 birdies in a row, but a lot of struggles too. I was expecting a little bit more open up with the conditions that we've got today.
Yeah, some of our players struggling a little bit. Kevin and Connor still over par, looking to correct and just be able to just take advantage of these conditions today, because we're in Texas, the wind's going to happen. But as we check in with the front nine and some of our players throughout the round, some hot scores coming in, no one cracking into those double digits. I'm sure we're going to see that as the round continues. Talk us through hole 10.
Yep, 426 feet, par 3. Really want to push past these trees here, get all the way down, but you don't want to go too far. That OB road right there behind it's about 15 feet, which is pretty close.
Yeah, 426 feet. Usually you don't combine distance and control at the very end, but this one really does have it all. Blind off the tee as well. And this looks early. Just catching that last limb. Still not over from there. It's a scary approach with how fast this hard packed sand can get.
You just got to watch your touch there and make sure it just settles down right next to the basket or inside circle. This looks good from Connor.
I like that one the best.
Kevin thinking it could go in. Just a little short left.
It's blind, so in that general direction, you're gonna like, oh, that's good.
A little bit low here from Mason. Oh, it catches the skip, though. Perfect. Put him to circle's edge. The look for the birdie.
That was a really great skip.
And Kevin just pulled it just a little bit. See if he can fight through.
Keep fighting. That's the best result you can get out of there. That could have been super short, and then he was playing for the par, or worse.
Just laying it up here is Albert. But yeah, Kevin's put himself in that, outside circle position. It's a little further than I feel like he likes. If he's just on the circle's edge, he's really confident. But this is a scary putt, Hayden. It's a good miss. Very good miss.
Luckily, it didn't kick even further off that rim.
For real. Connor for birdie.
Great hold.
Yes, good putt. Brings him back to even on the round. You see the FPO there in the background. This was an earlier tee time, so the conditions were definitely solid.
And Mason just sneaking over. Carded another birdie.
He has that just super simple spin putt that looks effortless. It doesn't look like
it's like so soft. It reminds me of Simon.
Just that nose up. Just using the physics of the disc. Let the disc do the work even from inside the circle. And here's Albert for par.
At least it's set, though.
Yeah, these baskets similar to the Prodigy ones. If you catch the top of them, you'll go sliding. So thankfully it did hit and sit. And here's Kevin for par as well. We head into hole 11, par 3, 485 feet, another long par 3. You're going to see that a lot on this back nine. You don't want to put everything you have behind this into a very protected green. If you're not sliding into this area, into the circle, or a little bit long, it's not a lot of putts, hence why this one's playing really close to par.
In some of the practice rounds I saw, they had a lot of headwind come in off of this one, so it was slowing down the disc, and it wasn't really going where they wanted to. And here again, you got one that flipped up for Connor. Got the distance, but he's going to be out of range where he wanted to really be.
Yeah, I think even just, 485 feet, this is pretty flat ground, maybe a little bit of a slope, but, getting the distance, and you can see the shirt moving here, there's a little bit of headwind. Just achieving pin high or even within, jump putt range is a pretty big feat for, I would say, most of the field here.
No doubt.
Wow, no skip.
And that was a great shot from Mason there.
Yeah, Yeah, it's dead center cut. Should be an easy approach from there. Kevin does have the flat ground distance to attack this. He likes these super hyzer flip shots. Get a lot of turn and let it fade back with an overstable disc. But he's going full hyzer, knowing it's not worth.
Maybe play the back door.
Yeah, I'd rather have an easier approach. Oh,
wow, that was a long skip.
a lot more skip than I think he was expecting here. Let's see if Albert can correct and really get a ton out of this one. Just low out of the hand, turning.
It's about to be the same spot as Connor. Maybe a little shorter.
That's fine. Easy par there for Kevin. Yeah, being on that left side, he wasn't too far, but yeah, it gets pretty blocked off. Oh, that's a full bid from O'Reilly there, catching a limb. Similar spot here from Albert.
Yeah, no reason to run it and go past the basket.
And if you're Mason here, you really can't run it. The bush is just the perfect height to walk under, and that's about it.
Good par from Kevin there.
Yeah, this hole coming in at 2.96 average. So, I mean, just a small amount, less than 20% of the field. And, I mean, that's what you expect on a hole this length. There's only, I would say, about 15 to 20% of the field have this distance of 485 flat ground to really give themselves a chance.
And that's with no wind or a tailwind, maybe.
Yeah. Tailwind, I think this hole plays differently.
Oh, no doubt. And this hole was playing the 8th most difficult.
Yeah.
So we go into hole 12, 435 feet, par 3. Really a hyzer flip shot with a stable disc. Using the Anheuser Flex as well with a stable disc and pushing all the way out here to the basket. Or you can go over the top. We've seen that too.
Yeah, the over 400 plus foot par threes continue. And this is a very unique shot.
It's technical.
Yes, it really is. It's technical, it's distance, it's power. This looks perfect.
Oh, keep on going. That was a stable disc for sure.
Left to right. Let's get a look at Connor's form here. And Connor, a guy who's being able to use all of his stature. He pulls through and really just, I love the follow through there. Gets that leg really high, using every bit of his hips to snap through the drive.
See if Mason can follow suit.
Yeah, and being that it's a flex shot, I mean, like you said, it's an overstable disc.
Get out of him.
Mason catches early.
That's best result though. Kicking out to the fairway, he's just gonna have a pitch up shot to the basket around that corner.
Oh,
Anytime you get a kick and then you're in the fairway here in Texas, you are very thankful, because this rough you can see next to Kevin there is just thorns and just very difficult to navigate.
And Kevin went more of the high route.
thank you.
And I mean, come on, perfect.
Albert more of the direct play. Just outside circle, didn't get the fade he was looking for, but that's a play you don't really see as much. I think you see the full flex a little bit more often, but good touch there and angle control. As Mason is still blind to this.
Yeah, he probably picked one of those orange little things on the ground of circle one and it's like, okay, I know where it is.
Yeah, having those at the local course would be pretty nice. The
Oh,
pros,
no
pros
doubt.
get that advantage.
That would be super nice. Maybe just misread his line a little bit.
Yeah, you
where
see
he wanted
flags.
to
Yeah.
put his aiming point. Good recovery though.
And you can hear these cars going by and stuff. This is a pretty busy area of the track. We're on one of the furthest holes away from everything here. So focusing on these putts, locking in, a little bit more difficult.
Oh, it gets a kick out left.
That was a lot of change to hold left side and just not stay. Unfortunate there.
And that was such a good shot from Connor.
Yeah, Connor and Kevin and Albert, I mean, they really just got to get it going here as Kevin resets. Footing got a little weird with the sticks underneath, car driving by.
Good recovery. Brings him back down to -1. That's good. Keep the momentum for him.
And Mason, after an incredible drive.
Ooh.
You see
About
him,
kicked back out.
yeah, all those putters in the hand, able to just put himself mindset right back onto the practice basket and just put it home. Great birdie here.
Champion, Katrina World champion, James
Take us into hole 13, Mitch.
Yeah, it's par 4, 552 feet. Got the OB baseball field, a double mando here. You have to go through the gap initially, straight uphill the entire way. Big overstable shot, maybe a hyzer flip if you can want to make the corner, but it's not really necessary. As long as you make this gap and get far up there at 552 feet, just getting through the gap is enough, and then having the approach. This needs to turn. It makes it through. And that'll be fine there from Kevin. Have a pretty straight look at it. Yeah, I like the design of this hole that it makes you go to the gap. I think we're going to see that more and more as the sport continues. These players throw further and further and further. And, I mean, a spike over the top would be incredibly easy, but it forces your players to still hit a gap.
There's a couple different shots you could do here. As Connor gets caught up early. I mean, it is a par 4, so he may be able to scramble for the par. That's unfortunate. And Mason just playing it to the hill.
That's interesting.
I think he was expecting it to skip up the hill there, but going to be an interesting approach. If you're on that right side, you're kind of looking straight up at the basket compared to being a little bit on the left.
I mean, that's really what you want to do right there that Albert did, is just throw into the hill. Throw into the hill. And you got a decent look at it. And this is Connor's look running uphill. And that's brutal.
Yeah, it's hard to get that nose up to be able to climb the hill, but not let it fade out too early, so a little bit too much turn. Here's Albert's look. That's perfect.
Great shot.
Yeah, and this hole actually did come in as the easiest hole on the course. One of the shorter par 4s. As long as you can just make the gap, being able to just lay up. Not too difficult here. And with all these leaves still on here, the sand, I mean, a lot of those shots aren't really even skipping down the hill. Just kind of checks up really nicely.
Great approach from Kevin there.
Connor still a lot left. Should go to overstable approach disc here with ease.
Swinging it wide. Perfect.
There's Albert for birdie.
Oh.
Yeah,
Maybe just off kiltered there in his stance.
Yeah, as a straddle putter.
Same with Kevin as well.
I was about to say, as a straddle putter and we go to Kevin, I mean, usually, and you're able to, conform to really any angles of ground and still get your full stroke. That's kind of the advantage you have on a lot of the more stacked stance or staggered stance players. But yeah, it's odd to see both of those players miss from a pretty short distance here. Both of them have been struggling hitting low so far today. Mason to correct.
As we saw there, Connor was able to card the par, even with catching early.
Yeah, really good save.
Recovery. See Mason card the birdie, bringing him down to 5 under.
Yeah, he's staying up there with the top of the leaderboard. Really, just
he's tied
pushing.
third for right now.
Right. Taking his time, making sure he gets the par. Yeah, if you can, see the names. You can see just to the left of that their place as of right now, how far they are through, based on everyone else playing through 13 holes as well. So. Really cool to be able to see how the players are playing throughout the round as we get into hole 14, Hayden.
Yeah, 426 feet, par 3, downhill. Really just want to push it downhill as best as you can. 426 feet downhill plays a little bit less than that, and really want to avoid, because you're going like up a little bit and then down. Really just want to avoid going off to the right and left.
Huh?
And that looks
I'll
really,
be left side.
that's long from Mason. And that tree, cypress tree that we just passed there right next to the basket has a tendency to eat up a lot of the disc.
Yeah, it's being blind off the tee. You're going to see players just not put enough on it. And then you have the elevated basket, which we're going to see how difficult that plays.
And this is what I was talking about. He's able to sneak maybe on the edge.
Yeah, there's not a lot of lines through those cypress trees. If anything. A little higher from Connor here.
It just picks up and carries at the end.
Yeah. Exactly what Connor said. It's just going to carry because that wind's pushing it just a little bit.
It's like a mid-range here from Albert. Oh, that got pushed down, but it does look
able
perfect.
to correct after everybody else is, and still going long. Wow.
I thought it was going to smack the elevated basket there for a second.
And Kevin was going for that one.
Yeah, why not? And that leaves him, circle's edge for the par, but
Mason had no intention of putting it in.
Yeah, no, the exact same distance. Let's see if Connor tries to go for it. And Mason, being at -5, is able to start laying some of these up and realizing he's got a good round going. But Connor's in a spot being even through 13 holes.
He can take some.
There's a weird release there. Holds on just a bit long.
Take some chances.
Long look for Albert. Edge of circle 2 nearly.
Maybe a half bid. Good putt from Kevin there.
Yep, keeps him at even. Really got to get it going here. Thankfully, this is a tournament we do play the same course 3 times, so able to make some corrections throughout the days, but it's definitely not where you want to start being right at even as we continue, but still a lot of holes left to be able to attack, but some tough par 4s to finish out in 17 and 18.
And everybody all around is going to get pars.
Hole 15, par 4, 561 feet. The guy climbing out of the cypress there. If you hit early, it's brutal, but make it through this gap, and you're going to be happy. Obviously, the baseball field being out of bounds, so players are going to want to throw a pretty overstable disc, let it just go straight through the gap and fade left, and then lay up. One of the easiest holes on the course again. Some of these par 4s, kind of some tweener where if there was a little bit less stuff in the way, it would be kind of that long par 3, but it's made
off the fence.
Yeah, just a little bit low.
Yeah.
That's fine though. You can,
You're safe.
Yeah, 561. If you just climb that hill, make the gap.
And he's got a forehand approach.
Yeah, not a very difficult hole here. Is Kevin looking... I thought he was looking high there for a second on the left side, but...
I think he's just trying to match the hill and land right there.
Yeah, in the shape of this hole, you're really not going to... I mean, eagle is there, obviously, if you can climb the hill, but being the distance that it is, just put yourself in good footing, put yourself in a good position, and don't really bring any danger in.
Yeah, it looks like all our players are going to be going to that.
It's been really fun so far to be able to see Albert and Kevin go to forehands when everyone else is going to backhands.
Get up the hill. Yeah, that's not too bad. I mean...
And he's still blind to the basket, so that's... Maybe with his height, he has a little bit of a look, but having to go to this flex shot... Oh,
and he goes OB.
And he'd probably be, what, edge of circle 2 right around there?
Probably,
maybe,
yeah.
To save the par, so that's not fun. But a little glimpse of the basket here for Mason, but pretty blind.
That was pushing it as well. I don't think he realized how far it was around that corner.
Yeah, he'll be edge of circle. Kevin, a little bit higher here. Yeah, not a lot of skips here on this grassy, like, sand mixture, so being able to put it close. This is a pretty wide, but this looks good. Yeah.
That's great. Able to dig into that sand like you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Edge of circle 2 probably.
Yeah, Albert's kind of found himself stuck in this mid circle 2, edge of circle 2 a lot today, so the drive's feeling a little bit off. Can the bazooka come out?
Oh, and it does!
Yes, sir. Let's rewind it back. Huge putt. Anheuser flex.
It just grabs the edge of the basket.
That's how you get the round going. Brings him under par.
I mean, that's all smiles all around.
I was really hoping we were going to see the bazooka come out. European Championships. I mean, it was a putt just like that
Yes,
gave him his
did.
name, gave him his brand. Mason from a similar distance, just a little bit low, but what a putt from Albert Tamm.
Good putt there from Connor. Able to card a birdie, getting under par. See if he can continue the streak.
Kevin as well, just matching Connor. I mean, 3 of our players all tied up here. Not tied up where you want to be.
And you can see where they're tied up at. It's tied 30th, so you know how well some other of the players are doing.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen them in the hands of professionals, helping them compete at the highest level. Whale Sacks is a female-owned small business, handmade in the USA. We are dedicated to outstanding grip for all disc golfers.
We go into hole 16, 639 feet, par 4, another long par 4 with a hallway that is not very big. And you can't go over the top. You got Mando and the basket. I mean, it's just straightforward, straight ahead. It's just a long distance.
Yeah, hyzer flip here is the play. If you can control that skip left to right. Out of bounds doesn't come in too much unless you get a big skip.
Oh, that ground play was so speedy.
Yeah, I thought it was actually going to stick as I was saying that, but it did find it.
It opens wider at a point here, but I think...
Yeah, you can see the flag there. It checks up.
I guess Kevin just went a little bit further.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a great shot here from Mason.
Yeah, I expected him to go straight up to the gap with a little bit of straight shot.
Yeah, you look at Mason's form. Clean, compact, one of the smoothest backhand on tour. Going to keep his eyes on the basket. This last step, it doesn't get much cleaner than that.
There's only a handful that I can think of.
Yeah, I mean, he uses his body so well, similar to Paul Macbeth or Bradley Williams, and Emerson Keith, that is this smaller stature, but just uses every bit of it to his advantage. Albert Tamm uses every bit of his height to his advantage, and this is a huge shot.
Yeah, almost meeting up with the gallery behind.
Kevin's third here.
Great forehand approach.
Yeah, should be able to save par from there. Yeah, Connor was very close to out of bounds.
This is a little high, but it's able to get down. Wow.
Mason just come down to the mid-range here. Yeah, he's got this straight to understable mid-range game really on lock. Where a lot of players are throwing more of an overstable shot, he really is just shaping these mid-ranges.
Oh, this looks really good.
Perfect. Easy tap-in birdie to continue. A really great round so far. Albert being able to go putter. A little bit of a run there. Had a tap-in birdie himself.
Just slightly high off the band. That would have given him a little bit lead over Kevin.
Kevin does save the par. Yeah, Connor's putt, he does have that nose up, just kind of spinner, so when it catches any kind of wind, it just rises, but pretty rare miss from them. Someone who spends a lot of time on the putting green. He'll go, I've seen him go out and do full rounds and just walk and then go putt where he thinks he's going to land. Walk the next hole, putts where he thinks he's going to land.
Albert hitting band as well from 15 feet or less.
Yes, rare misses here from our card. I mean, you can see the conditions. There's really no wind, maybe some distraction in the back, but
Maybe.
yeah, there's really no excuse here to miss that short of
It's
a putt.
unfortunate.
So Mason picks up the only birdie on the card as we go to hole 17, par 4, 912 feet, the longest par 4 on the course, and this one coming in as one of the more difficult ones just because of the distance alone. OB on the left, OB on the right, so really doesn't give you the chance to maybe lay down a big roller because it's got to curl really quick, but nothing too much in the way here, just kind of hyzer flip, take a really good control driver, kind of uphill here, and then it'll even out. This looks like it needs to slow down.
Check up. I think that's OB.
Oh, just by a foot or two.
Kevin said we have a tailwind on this hole.
Fight through.
Oh. Ooh.
Thought it was a tailwind, maybe corrected a little bit too much.
May have been a tailwind off the tee, but then switched once he got out to the open. See if Connor can correct.
This is fading out. A lot of height as well, but it looks like it's going to chuck out.
Yep, and it does.
Yeah, that's the most common landing zone you're going to find there on the left side next to that big tree. Albert just checking the wind last second, making sure.
Yeah, I think he was going low, big shot,
Another man shot out of that.
and skip.
Catch cam having to turn around. That's a shot that Albert throws so well. I think he's 3-time Estonian champion now.
That's correct.
And I mean, in a place like that, and really throughout. Oh my gosh, Kevin. Catches, but to continue, I was saying, I mean, so much of the course is there.
Did he catch the tree, or did he catch the guy standing behind the tree?
I'm not sure, but I mean,
Did
so
you
many
see that?
courses there in Estonia. You're having to shape these low fairways. We saw, I mean, with all the European golf we were able to watch preseason.
Mm-hmm.
He has that hyzer flip game, just torque low, perfect, almost like a player from Florida-esque, like a Calvin or something.
Yeah.
Just laying up.
Rely on their woods game to be in the open shots when that requires that technical shot.
Yeah, it
Really
brings
helps
more
out.
touch in the woods.
This looks. Oh, get left, get left.
Heck
Oh
yes,
my gosh.
Connor O'Reilly.
Okay, that is a tap in now.
Kevin after an unfortunate roller. Oh no.
Get down. Good kick down. And Albert able to go to the forehand approach.
It's just wide though.
Get past those trees. May have a look outside.
Maybe.
Yeah, and Mason just throwing a putter there to approach and stop. That's a tough putt.
Mm-hmm. And this hole coming in is the third most difficult on the round. Just the distance, the low ceiling as you get closer to the basket, and par here feels really good. But Kevin gonna pick up another 6. Just some errant shots and catching early. Just not really finding his game so far today.
Yeah, a little bit of his rhythm's just been off. So I'm able to find some birdies here and there. Oh. Oh. Yeah. I agree with that, Mason.
Mason, unfortunate bogey there.
Pulling his
able to-
heartstrings.
Right, Albert able to get the par. Just a lot of pars for Albert. But a tap-in birdie for Connor O'Reilly. Really great shot there. Able to put that distance on display as we move into the final hole. Hayden.
Yeah, hole 18, par 4, 695 feet with a tight, as we follow the baseball outfield all the way around, and you have the OB of the road all the way around OB baseball field. It's a lot of layup shots. Get into a spot you're comfortable with to approach the next spot that you're going to lay up to.
Yeah, if you can make the corner here, it's a huge shot, but
Tristan,
It's
your
a tough
Ryan's gonna
shot
be
to
good, bro.
put it outside above OB and like comfortable enough to know, hey, it's going to land in bounds.
yeah, and even just that tiny little bit of slope, there's chances that it's going to hit that and just roll back out of bounds, even when you don't see it. But get him out of wind.
Headwind?
Oh, no. Never a chance. Just slipping out. And that's going to be out of bounds early.
I mean, that's coming
He might
20
even
feet in
he
front
might
of
even
the tee.
re-tee.
Yeah, I would almost do it.
Yeah, we'll see what his play is, but great shot. And this
Oh.
is what can happen. Okay, it does stay in bounds.
Ooh.
It's cool to see Mason kind of change his run up a little bit there on this longer, a little more of a hop. This looks great from Kevin as it just gets
That just dies out of the air.
yeah, super pushed down, but big shot. And you can see from that angle, I mean, it just keeps turning, and Albert does elect to re-tee a much more overstable disc.
That's a smart play, though. I mean, he was maybe 30 feet in front of the tee
Yeah,
where
just
he'd
didn't-
have to come out. It doesn't make sense.
Right, just a really errant shot, but we'll see.
Good looking shot, Connor. Thank you.
Oh, sit.
And he'll be pretty far outside. I mean, that's a pretty tough putt to run. It's safe, but on the elevated basket, not one that you want to do. Albert looking over the ball fields here. Oh, don't do it.
Oh, my gosh.
And he's going to be on that far left side. Just, man, 18. I mean,
Did he even come back in bounds?
no, he's going to be on the right side where he last crossed next to those banners on there. Mason puts a shot circle's edge or so. Kevin having to split trees here. And he's short as well.
It goes back uphill more. So he did come back in bounds, yeah.
Yeah, he crossed, but he's throwing 5 here. This is for a 6.
That's so unfortunate. Taking 2 bogeys.
I think he'll be tapping in for a 7. It's Connor mid-circle 2. That's a good hit. If you're
I'd be
kicking
happy
off-
with that.
Yeah, if you're kicking off, that's going to be finding out of bounds. Circle's edge here for Mason. Just a little hopper. All right, this is Kevin's bread and butter.
Good putt.
Brings him to even on the day. Rewind it back. Jump putt Jones.
Finishing it out strong on the last hole.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, probably the best in the world from that 35-ish range. Just has found the timing over the years at jump putt. And Mason, I mean, kind of middle of the pack around here, -5. Able to do it as Connor at -2. And our card just kind of struggling. I mean, on conditions, and Albert does tap
And
into
even
7.
Mason, I mean, he was 4 down on the front 9 and still not able to card a lot on the back 9.
Yeah, and Albert, I mean, look at that. 7
So many
pars. I mean,
pars.
no birdies on the back 9 for Albert. It's a handful. This course, I mean, being a new course to some of our players as we check in, but Paul Macbeth, 12 under, James Conrad, 10 under, Calvin Heimberg, some names we haven't seen in a while, Coling making the top 10, Emerson Keith as well. I mean, Emerson being here from Texas, I'm excited to be able to see him on coverage. That hasn't happened this year. Kind of a slower start.
Yeah, and day 2, I wonder what the weather's going to be like. If anybody goes on attack, I know this is moving day, and you want to put more high numbers in here, and you kind of get a feel for the course.
Yeah, I think you're able to make some corrections. And I mean, our card here, definitely some corrections to make. A lot of players in that tied for 7. There's a lot of players in that -7, -8. So not too far back.
No.
Moving day is going to be a thing of beauty. Be sure to stay here with us at Gatekeeper Media for round 2. My name is Mitch Phillips.
And I'm Hayden Riccard.
Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you for the round 2 here at Texas State's